Another day, another vlog. Monday, January 20th, it's MLK Day, no work, so I figured I would bring you guys along for a little day in my life. Supposed to go to New Jersey to see one of my friends and get lunch, thrift, have a whole day. New York and New Jersey got its first, well, at least New York did. I know New Jersey has been getting snow for a little bit and it's kind of icy, so I'm waiting to hear back from her and we're gonna play it by ear. Would love to go to New Jersey and see her, but if it's not safe to drive, then we can definitely reschedule. Still gonna get ready like it's happening, and then if not, we will still have our day. Figured we could do a little makeup together. It's been a while, I would say, since I've done something like this. I feel like this doesn't even have to be specifically for winter makeup. Typically whenever I wear makeup, I like to go as light and as natural as possible. What I've been doing recently has been a 3 combo. All my skincare is done, but the last thing I have to do is sunscreen, so I'm going to take a little bit of this one. Since I'm mixing 3 products, I like to put everything on the back of my hand first and then blend it in. Skin tint, foundation, BB cream, anything like that. This one is the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. This is what I like to use in the summer because it's not as heavy as a foundation, and I feel like if anything, it just evens out your skin tone, which during the summer I feel like I tan so many random places that it's nice just to have that. Last thing is if you have a bronzer, highlight of your choice. This is just to add a little bit of a glow. The one I'm taking is the Milk Makeup Bionic Glow. I think this is in shade Reality. Now we have our canvas, just gonna mix everything in. I really like this combo because since the skin tint is already my shade, it just makes everything match that much better. I like to use my hands, but I think a brush would work well too. I think it's nice if you want a little something extra, but don't necessarily want the layers that can come with makeup sometimes. Usually take the excess and just kind of rub it underneath my neck. I always like to go a little at a time because you can always add more, but it's kind of a pain to take it away. Would you believe that I still have tan lines? Don't know how. My face has definitely retired the summer tan for sure. I like to do different parts of my face at a time. So while my face is setting, we're gonna do brows. This is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. Just go clear, but you could also fill them in. I think they have a tinted option. Flat side, and then there's a tip side. So I like to go in with the flat side first and just disperse the product all throughout my brows, and then I'll take the pointed side, and that is where you can really push the product where you want it. I personally like the look of bringing everything up and diagonal, follow the natural shape of my brow to give it a nice arch thing. And that is it for brows. It's winter, so I like to add a little bit of rosiness because I think I have a lot of dew and glow. I'm gonna go in with the Say Dew Blush. This is in the shade Spicy. This blush is really pigmented, so I only like to start with 2 dots, and then if I feel like I need more, I'll do that. I just kind of take my finger, blend up and in. There's actually no rhyme or reason as I'm looking at myself doing this. Blends out really nicely even with a finger. Next up is mascara. Gonna curl my eyelashes. This has been my favorite curler. It's from the Sephora collection. Tried and True is the L'Oreal Telescopic. I stopped using it for a minute because I was convinced they changed the formula, but I think they are back. I like this because it instantly makes my lashes look longer, but I think the darkness of the black gives the illusion that it's also volumizing. I like this one. I feel like it instantly just made my eyes pop. This is by far my favorite, and I don't think I've ever had a favorite product because I just like to try a bunch of stuff. Right now I'm waiting to hear back to see if we're even gonna have our day today, but I'm still getting ready like I am. Friendships in your 20s can be a little weird. Honestly, more of an adjustment period. You realize you sometimes have friends that are just for phases of life, or sometimes you have those friends that are your platonic soulmates. I went to one pop-up event, so this does not make me an expert, but it's just something that I learned. I think the easiest way to make friends, and granted, like, there's so much more that goes into it, but I think to at least get your foot in the door, I would say to put yourself in a position where you're gonna have a common interest. One of the girls I met at the Pilates pop-up event that I went to, I walked up to her, and after the class I was like, what'd you think? Because we were both waiting in line, not talking to anybody, but we had both done the same class, so we already had a common interest, and from there it was easy to talk about, okay, what other workouts do you do? Oh, what part of the city do you live in? Oh, do you like this? Do you like that? And then it just sparked a whole other conversation. Recognizing people are just as nervous as you are. But then on the flip side of maintaining the friendships that you already have, you realize how effortful it is. Not in a bad way, but you just have so much to manage. You have work, whether you're in a relationship, you have to prioritize that, and then you also want to see your friends. And I think in your 20s, a lot of my friends are in different spots. Like, one of my best friends is in Connecticut, and then I have friends in Jersey still, and then I'm trying to make friends in the city. It often is a balancing act that I don't think is talked about all the time. Could leave it here. What I have on my lips right now is the Smith's Rosebud Salve. This is in strawberry, but if I feel like a little more oomph, this is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in shade Fussy. Just adds a nice natural glow. When I do any sort of makeup in the winter, I feel like this has been it. Keep you guys posted and catch you in a little bit. Still waiting to hear back, but reading update. I am about halfway through lessons in chemistry. Honestly, it's kind of picking up a little bit. The beginning was kind of slow. We did end up rescheduling for February 17th, which is President's Day, because we both have off. Still gonna have a day. I got some frozen fruit, so I kind of want to make a smoothie. Fun stuff. Ooh, the floating shelf. Quick update. In the last vlog, I was organizing these, and I think it's pretty similar to the setup I showed you guys last time, but we just added a few things and found new spots for some of the other stuff that I was like, I have no idea where this is gonna go. Books and everything stayed the same. We finally set up the electric salt and pepper grinders. I forgot the word. Plates are good. Ended up having this wood stand that kind of caves in, so we just put the bowls on there. Plant and fishes are the same. This is pretty much the same. That's all good. Still trying to figure out a system for this stuff over here, but for now I think it works. This bowl for keys, wallet, AirPods, things that we just reach for regularly. It's so small, but it is the update I am most excited about. We had this big shell, and I think last time I contemplated putting it on the coffee table, but I decided to use it as a utensil holder. When we do a lot of cooking, pasta, we can just rest it right there. And I think it looks so cute. The TV got an upgrade though. We had this table that was just kind of taking up space in our closet, and if you remember before, the TV was sitting on like this plastic tub, and both of us hated the look of it, so we decided to prop the TV up on this. I really like it. I just put some books that I have down there. We're trying to decide whether or not to get a sheet to cover the table so it looks more like a floating shelf. I'm not really sure. We both like the height of the TV, and it's easy to see it when we're in bed, so that's really nice. Gonna wait till he gets back, make some eggs, make some smoothies, and get started with the day. 2 hours later. Kind of just been chilling, having a low-key day. I feel like days off before I would just want to do all of these things, and now I feel like I enjoy the days off that are super restful because I know the rest of the week is gonna be back to normal. I've been reading a lot. I have about 100 pages in this book, so we're gonna walk to Barnes and Nobles. I have 2 books that are out right now that have been on my list, so I'm gonna hopefully pick those up. I'm gonna walk and get some groceries from Whole Foods. Tonight is a college football championship thing, so I think we're gonna get some dinner that goes well with football, probably chicken. Yeah, I need to add more water in these flowers, but they're holding up really nicely. One thing my sister taught me with flowers is to cut the stems at a diagonal. She took a floral design class and that's what they told her, so I'm doing it ever since. I have to give her credit because so far I feel like the flowers have lasted a long time. It is 20 degrees outside, so definitely gonna be a bundle type of day. Picked up some groceries at Whole Foods. Honestly had a decent amount of stuff from last week and we just went to Trader Joe's to stock up on some frozen stuff, which I feel like is kind of how we grocery shop. I feel like we get a decent chunk of the fresh stuff at Whole Foods and then frozen foods and snacks are at Trader Joe's. A clove of garlic for dinner tonight, some lemons and limes. I think these are just good to have on hand for cooking and also when we do avocado toast to add to it and also preserve the avocado. 4 of these yogurts. I really like the 365 brand. Kind of like every grocery store has their own. Like I think ShopRite is Bowl and Basket, Target is Good and Gather. They're organic yogurts, 99 cents. Granola, this is the Purely Elizabeth Vanilla Chocolate Chip. She has a lot of good flavors and I kind of am just trying each one. I tried the double cookie granola, loved it. So I'm gonna try this. Strawberries looked phenomenal. I don't see a bad one in sight. The brand is Aston Farms. More yogurt. We are doing chicken tonight for dinner. It's a good football food. And we're probably gonna cook all of them because we usually take the leftovers for lunch. Baby butter lettuce. This is phenomenal in salad, lettuce wraps. It's just yummy. A little more expensive than your regular lettuce, but I love it. Some Gala apples. That is everything from Whole Foods. They unfortunately did not have the books that I was looking for at Barnes and Noble. I was looking for A Very Bad Thing by J.T. Ellison and The Wedding People by Allison something. The universe saying I need to finish the book I'm currently on, but Amazon is a thing. Just gonna put everything away and enjoy the rest of our night. I do go into the office tomorrow, so I just want to quickly take out something to wear. For whatever reason, when I do it the night before, it saves so much time because it takes maybe 5 minutes, but for whatever reason, if I don't do it the night before, in the morning, it winds up taking a half hour. Getting dressed in the winter, I sometimes don't even check the weather because I know it's gonna be cold, and tomorrow is no different. Usually my go-to for the office is sweater, jeans, that kind of vibe, because it's not business casual, but it's also not casual casual. So I find that jeans and a sweater is a nice happy medium because I still want to feel put together. And my mom would always say, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So I always like to take a little bit more time when figuring out what to wear. Tomorrow feels like a black sweater kind of day. So my new sweater that I got from COS, this is their merino wool. As for jeans, both options good American. This is more of a medium indigo. This is just straight black. I feel like all black is a little bit more professional. I could do a little layering with the sweater and just have a pop of white. Let's lock it in. Hello. It is me a few days later. I was editing this video and I realized I did not end it off. It kind of worked out well because I did finish my first book of 2025, Lessons in Chemistry, so we can check that one off. Overall, really enjoyed the book. Definitely different to what I usually read. I think it's historical fiction. It takes place in the 1960s following this woman who is a scientist but is just never taken seriously because of her gender. It's a little bit of romance because she meets another scientist who falls in love with her mind. So it talks about their journey for a little bit, her realities being in the STEM field and just all of the discrimination that she's faced. Her having her own cooking show, having a family, how she's navigated life as a whole. Such a good read. Definitely a little bit of a trigger warning at the beginning, but it is one that makes you feel so empowered and inspired. And I think part of the reason I stuck with it is because as a woman I can relate to it, and I think there is a little bit of everybody in Elizabeth, who's the main character. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I'm glad I could end off the vlog with a book review. Thanks so much for spending the day with me. Don't forget to subscribe to make sure you stay up to date on all future posts. I hope whenever you're watching this you have a fantastic morning, evening, afternoon, or night, but most of all I hope that you are well. And that's it from me. Until next week. Bye guys.